Well, today I've gone rogue. And that's because I'm inside the Tesla Model 3 Standard Range Plus. First time I've been taking a non-Volkswagen Group car on a longer trip. And there's been a lot of great lessons. Biggest thing that stands out to me is just the efficiency of this car. We've covered now over 1,000 kilometers and we're averaging about 15 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers. And we have driven this car now on a very, very exciting trip. We took it from Munich to Switzerland, and we sort of took it through some of the most well-known passes, and we drove this car incredibly hard. We were driving on the Autobahn well over 200 kilometers an hour, legally of course where we could, really trying to maximize the speed and really trying to say how far can we push this car in the real world. In Switzerland, of course, the cruising speeds were far lower, but we went through the San Bernardino Pass, went through the Stelvio Pass and a few other passes as well back into Germany, and it's just incredibly efficient. You know, it's 1,000 kilometers now. We've used 150 kilowatt hours in total. The efficiency of this car when you're on the limit is absolutely impeccable. The air conditioning's been on the entire time. It's raining today. It's a little bit cool, so the heating's working. The other days it was quite hot when we left. It was about 30 degrees, and the air conditioning was working, and just the car doesn't skip a beat. Of course, the main thing that I look for when I'm driving a car is how's it charged and what's the charging experience. We stayed completely away from the Tesla ecosystem. So the Tesla ecosystem is one of its own. You know, when you put in a destination, they'll just send you to whichever supercharger you need. So there's never been much need for a Tesla driver to use any third-party applications or anything like this. But one thing we've noticed now is the Tesla superchargers, great for long-distance commuting, destination charging, great for, let's say, higher income, higher disposable income individuals at hotels. But what about all the chargers that are all through Europe and all the small towns and all the little restaurants and all the small parking spaces? How can you access those? And that's something where I think now we're at a point where, for example, the Elli charging card with the Elli MSP product, you can access over 230,000 different chargers across Europe. And even if you're in a Tesla, even if you've got the supercharger network for you, you have an additional 230,000 chargers available to you. And that's something we noticed driving today and yesterday and the whole weekend, is sometimes you want to stop in a small town and have a coffee or stop for a lunch break, and there's no Tesla chargers there. And you don't want to sign up for every different app individually, every different charger individually. But with the Elli MSP app, it's simple. You find the location of where the chargers are, and there's ample locations all through Europe. You stop, you charge, and then you continue your trip. There's never actually a need to take a specified charging stop, so it makes it so much easier, even when you're traveling long distances, not to have to stop on the motorways, but you can actually stop and take maybe an AC charge or a 50 kilowatt DC charge. But still, because if you're staying there for an hour to have lunch, it just makes it so much more comfortable to charge your car. And in my opinion, the point has come now where it's more convenient to drive an electric car, because you never have to stop at a dirty petrol station. You can essentially charge your car right next to your restaurant and have a great meal, have a great coffee, and it's just always battery. And that's what we've noticed in this trip. We've never been below 30 or 40%. We've driven incredibly aggressively where we wanted to. We've had a great time, and there's never been a glimmer of range anxiety, because whenever we wanted to stop for anything, a coffee, toilet break, food, there's been a charger and we've been able to access it, and it's always just topped that battery up, and we're always sort of between 30 and 70% the entire trip. It's been brilliant. I'm really excited what's going to happen if there's even more chargers available. We've seen it now with some of the charging stops that we had. Ionity being a big one, there's more and more cars there. It's really exciting to see. You see lots of Teslas, you see lots of ID3s, you see a lot of e-trons, you see a lot of the Hyundais there as well. There's more and more cars coming, and they're all charging there. And yes, there's a lot of cars there, but there's never been a queue up or anything like that. And you always see the Ionity chargers. There's always two more coming if they need them. So, future for electric driving is looking very, very positive.